Across Northern Ireland, we've always had a knack for making things. From the shipyards and mills that built our heritage.
This is linen in its most natural form.
To the engineers and innovators shaping what comes next.
The plant actually runs at 3.5 tonne an hour.
Our industries have left their mark on our towns and people.
Very, very nice.
Go on, boy.
This is a story of craft and community. This is Homemade. Coming up on this episode, from greengrocers to chocolatiers, we discover what role social enterprises play in our local economy and communities. First up, we're in Belfast city centre, and it's time for a coffee. Here at Loaf Cafe, they're serving up food and drink with a purpose. As part of the Now Group, it supports people with learning difficulties and autism, providing them with real-life experience and training, and that helps them to secure a job in the future.
We are providing individuals with learning disabilities, neurodivergent, with catering training and getting them ready for the world of work. So within our sites, that will look like they'll be barista trained, customer service trained. We'll get some skills from the kitchen, understanding food safety, and just the whole hospitality end-to-end service, from customer walking in the door to the customer going out after having a very enjoyable meal or experience in one of our sites.
It must be a really rewarding job for you.
It's very rewarding to see the guys coming through their academy, from them being nervous at the start to, at week 12 when they're doing fantastic coffee art up at the machine there, and they're integral part of the team, and just absolutely flying at it, and just within those 12 weeks, that's a change.
We did baking online, and she was showing us all these different things, and that really made me very inspired to keep on learning about these types of things, because it was just so much fun. And then through that I went into bank staff with Now Group, and I went into paid events, so I was doing event work as well, and I just felt like it was an amazing experience. I was very supported, and everyone around me was just so lovely, and it made it really easy to be there and to want to be there. I would recommend it to anybody. It's just an absolutely amazing environment. The staff are amazing, so supportive, and you're never going to feel like you don't have someone there if you need help, or you're unsure. You're just always fully supported the whole way through.
And the hope is that supporting as many people as possible to secure employment provides a real boost to our local economy.
The need is so great, so we have 150 participants with disabilities on our books, but we want to be providing skills that are relevant to the workplace, and we want to be working with leading businesses. So we want as many people as possible with disabilities to be on our books, and we want to place as many people into paid jobs. The important thing to say is this isn't a charitable thing to be doing. This is about enabling people with disabilities to play an active role in the workplace, and I suppose make them productive employees that meet the needs of businesses, particularly in the city here in Belfast at the moment, but we also operate across Northern Ireland and into Dublin. And I think what we're doing is building skills and expertise up so that they can fill vacancies that the leading businesses have. It's a win-win, really, if we do this well.
And if the city centre lunch hour rush was a bit on the busy side, well, there's a slightly more relaxed pace here at the site in Crawfordsburn, where the focus is on pottery.
So we have some participants who are barista trained, and they work in our front facing and in our cafe settings. But we also have 3 participants who they make a lot of our pottery that we use in Paint Me Glaze Me, and this is the place where they come. They feel welcome. It's just like a little family here, you know, and they feel at home whenever they come here and get straight into work. All the staff do, actually. Then we have some participants as well who look after the garden, and if they weren't they come every day, rain or shine, to water and to plant out and mow the lawn and all of that as well. So it's just like a wee family. It's absolutely lovely. It's growing their capacity really to to learn all those skills, but also and be treated well as well. You know, like there's no shortcuts or anything. Nobody is kind of spoken down to or anything. These are adults who are very, very capable and very often left out. You know, this is the place for them to come and, really learn valuable skills and, and have opportunities to go into actual paid work. On a personal level, it just makes my day. I feel really passionate about this work. I feel part of a little family here. I've said that before, but it's about time sometimes we let society lets people down, and yeah, we are giving people a space here.
Next up, we're off to Carrick. The high street here in the town centre can seem a little quiet, but there is an exception to the rule, and that's the Greengrocers. Community owned and established by people who live in, work in, or are otherwise just passionate about the town.
I run an organisation called Positive Carrick Fergus, and that's really about engaging myself in the community in Carrick and then finding other people who want to be really positive about our town, because there's quite a negative story told about it, and that is really perpetuated by people who live here as well, including me for a while, I'm ashamed to say. So we're really interested in bringing the community together, and lots of people are concerned about the state of the town centre. What has happened to our high street has happened across the UK.
Positive Carrick Fergus asked people really what their wildest dream was for Carrick, and lots of people said a greengrocer, which is like delightful. That's something that people really missed. So a group of us from all different backgrounds and experiences got together to start thinking about, how could we do it? And that was probably about 4 years ago that we started meeting. We pulled together a business plan, which we wrote ourselves. We didn't bring in consultants to do that. And we decided to raise the money through something called a community share offer, which is where you raise the money to start up your business through investment from the community. So everybody who wants to can kind of own a part of the business. So we raised over £34,000 from 434 members, most of whom live in and around Carrick Fergus, and that was like investments of £25, £50, some people 100, 200, but the vast majority was people investing £25 to say, I want to be part of that.
There haven't been a Greengrocers in the high street here for about 15 years, and it really mattered to people. And we asked people where they would go to buy good quality local veg, and they mostly went out of the town. There's 30,000 people live in Carrick, and to have to go outside of Carrick Fergus to buy good quality fruit and veg, that seems insane. And that investment in the community share offer, where we raised £34,000, was really an investment in an idea and a desire for things to get better and to change in a really positive way, and inviting people to be part of it and part of that story. And I think that's that's a deeper relationship that a community-owned co-op like ours can offer town centres. That really makes people feel like go that extra mile to actually come into the shop.
And it seems people do go out of their way to come to the Greengrocers, not just for their fruit and veg.
One of the things we said very early in our days here was it felt like more than a shop, that people were coming in sometimes for a chat, or they'll only buy maybe an apple, but we're not here just to sell stuff. It is a place where people want to come, and we are all friends, and customers know our staff and volunteers by first name, and we know all of them by first name, and there's a bit of a chat goes on, and it's not, in, scan and get back out. If someone comes in and wants to spend 10 minutes browsing and buys pounds worth of stuff, that's okay. We independent shops like this are the lifeblood of any town. They give it its personality away from the multinationals, and who doesn't like good quality, colourful, nutritious food like we offer here in the Greengrocers? And Carrickfergus had a very, very famous Greengrocers called Deacon's on High Street, which ran for years and years, and people just gravitated towards it. It was the place to go. It's always busy. But since it closed, Carrick hasn't had its own proper Greengrocers for, I'm sure, 15 years. But you'll see even when you're standing here, the people come walking past us. It's a busy wee place now, and it's a nice place to come and visit.
The first day we opened, someone said that they saw someone they hadn't seen for 20 years. That's the real benefit of like a community-owned business like this. And because we're operating at a slower pace and we've got time for a chat, that just makes people feel really welcome.
The high street you'll see behind you now is closed virtually today. I remember coming down here as a kid, and it would have taken an hour and a half to do your shopping, half an hour in the shops and an hour chatting to people that you met up and down it, and we've sort of lost that a little bit. So we're hoping that the model we've got here at the Greengrocers is that something else, or another group might think, can we have a go at this as well and do something a little bit different, and we can scale up then, and eventually we'd love to think that our entire high street would be a group of small independent stores again.
What we're also really keen to do is work with other communities who are interested in using this model on their high street. So communities that don't have a greengrocer handy, we'd love to kind of share our experience with them and see more community-owned greengrocers or community-owned shops popping up across Northern Ireland.
Coming up after the break, we find out how one woman's lockdown dream became a reality. Just outside Ballymena, brothers Jack and Cameron are busy at work. This social enterprise was founded back in 2017 with an anti-human trafficking ethos and the aim of supporting victims of modern slavery. Fast forward to today, and it's only recently been taken over by Jack and Cameron, who want to continue the social ethos of the business and of course combine that with their love of chocolate.
Like all good children, we've always had a passion for chocolate and sweets, and so I would say it would stem from a very young age. Our mum used to make us hot chocolates when we were coming in from a cold Saturday morning rugby game, and it was a nice nostalgic thing to grow up upon. And then after going to uni for business studies, I gained quite a big passion for business and wanting to own my own business one day. And so we were just looking online and we saw Refuge pop up, and I said to my brother, this would be a really great opportunity for the both of us to go in together and do something and have a crack at something new. It wasn't just a normal business like everything else, and it's not solely on just making a profit. It actually has a good mission and ethos behind it, and wanting to do good and better your own community and help issues worldwide. And I feel like in the cacao industry there is a lot of opportunity to do more good.
And is that something that you want to continue with the business? And obviously you guys are probably going through a bit of kind of rebranding and trying to launch it as your kind of own business, but is that an element that you want to keep?
Yeah, so we're going to keep supporting the charities that Tara, the original founder, was supporting, and then we're also going to stem down the route of regenerative agriculture, as we have some friends in the Bolivian Amazon rainforest, and so we're eventually going to go down the route of supporting him build an animal sanctuary on reclaimed land, and then eventually hopefully make our own sustainable cacao.
What's it like working with your brother?
Yeah, it's definitely comes with its challenges, but I love it. We have a really good dynamic going, and we get on really well with each other, you know, and we both keep each other accountable and on it, so it's very nice to have that sort of friendship and camaraderie, as well as like the serious boss paternal figures at times, so it is good.
It's not always smooth sailing. The global chocolate market can be volatile, and sourcing sustainably isn't always easy.
It comes with its own challenges. Everything's always, the prices of things, especially at the minute, chocolate is going through the roof through poor harvests and everything, but it is really fulfilling to be the leader of the captain of your own ship and to steer your own vessel in a sense and mark your own path instead of working for someone else and putting your blood, sweat and tears, and you don't really get as much outcome as you would like. And it's not solely on just lining your own pockets at the end of the day, it's about helping your local community or those underprivileged people elsewhere in the world, which I feel like most of the larger corporations don't target as well as they could do.
This small business may be in new hands, but the commitment to its roots remains. Next up, we're off to Belfast to meet Rachel. She started her social enterprise from her spare bedroom back during lockdown in 2020.
I just sort of felt a bit frustrated that it was very difficult for, you know, small businesses, social enterprises and things, you know, to get their names out there when it was, you know, a difficult time to kind of go to shops. We couldn't. So I wanted to use a bit of my kind of marketing background, product background, and bringing together a range of, you know, local businesses and social enterprises all in the one place, online. Initially it all started online, to make it easier for people to support local and try to drive up that campaign of shopping local, buying social, and yeah, just try to get their stories out there, and that's why it was called Storybox. These are people behind these products and businesses, and we wanted to get that out there.
And Rachel's dream gradually grew, from her spare bedroom to new premises at Portview Trade Centre. Here, all under one roof, is a carefully curated collection of products from social enterprises and local businesses that can be mixed and matched into a gift box with a social cause at its core.
In the last couple of years, we have partnered with PIP Suicide Prevention Ireland, Gifts with Purpose, gifts that give back. So with every gift box, you know, that someone gifts, £1 is donated to PIP Suicide Prevention, and also then raises awareness. It talks about it, and so I've always wanted to support fellow social enterprises as well, because, you know, it is all about trying to give back through these products. And you know, for example, the candles are supporting young adults with mixed abilities, or, you know, our pins that are supporting the Rainbow Project and things like that. I really want to support those purposeful products, but I also want to support our small businesses, because they do things so well. They're often the people that are so close to the community or getting involved in, you know, fundraisers and things like that, and they're creative and they bring so much diversity to our streets, to our news feeds. So I wanted to bring them all together, as well as our artists. You know, we've lots of artwork, prints and things like that.
This space has become more than just a shop. Rachel also hosts workshops here. From sewing to painting to jewellery making, she's passionate about making it a social hub for the local community.
The workshops have been amazing. They just kicked off whenever the shop opened, kind of October. and they just create a lovely atmosphere. Like a lot of individuals coming on their own, or wanting to try something different that's creative. They're using their hands, they're meeting other people, and it just creates a beautiful atmosphere. And I've always had hopes and ambitions that maybe it could be something more like a little community hub. People could have a wee bit of tea, coffee, or prosecco or whatever, and just really create a nice atmosphere. And we're making use of this space as much as we can, and just inviting makers in, and for them to meet their customers, have a meeting space for their customers, and we'll be there to support them and try to promote them as much as possible through our channels.
How essential do you think social enterprises are to our local economy and our local kind of social landscape?
Yeah, vitally important, and I think are a big part of the future, of how we can be more sustainable in general in businesses. I think, businesses giving back is the way forward. They create jobs, they're, always thinking of people and planet first, and the most vulnerable in our community, providing jobs and getting people into those areas. I feel like we need to do more to raise awareness of them. So yeah, vitally important, to keep kind of that, instead of shareholder gain, it's community gain rather than just individuals. And I think they do so much for the community, but they run like businesses that need to generate revenue so that can keep whatever service or whatever community work they're doing going. So it's just getting that out there and getting people supporting them in whatever way they can.